Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
The day I met Bullhorn Betty and Jonathan Lee Ridges, they were protesting in front of the Laundries home. I began to document them, and little did I know, the three of us would spend the next few months traveling together. Nothing scares us, even if it means crossing a freezing cold river and getting wet. We put our lives in danger because we want to find answers. It gives us purpose, even if it means going undercover to get those answers, or visiting the scene of a crime and paying our respects. Searching for the truth isn't easy. It gets you out of your comfort zone and makes you see things in a different perspective. And it's this perspective that we want the world to see. At the end of the day, we fight for justice. We fight for those who don't have a voice. We fight for those who were silenced. Our next case, we search for Paula Miranda. She was last seen swimming in this river. Here's our Paula's family. Found 2 footprints they believe belonged to her. She left her phone and keys in her car. Her sister tells us that's extremely unusual for her to do that. Stay tuned as we venture deep into Wekiwa Springs State Park to help find her.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Guys, I told you I would be back between 1 and 3 p.m. I did it, folks. I am back. Remember the times when I told you I'd come back and it's like, I had so much work to do. I didn't want to do it. Right? I had so much work to do. I didn't want to do it. Well, today, we're finding out information because I've been down. I haven't really been studying the Kiely Rodni case. I've been dealing with the whole hurricane and stuff and everything like that. So I thought, what do I need to do? I need to start looking at my emails. I haven't even looked at my freaking emails, right? Like my emails. So I need to go in there and clean the emails up. That's what I'm going to be probably doing until like midnight tonight. By the way, guys, you know what I realized? I came home yesterday. Those that are in my mod chat, I came home yesterday and I was so exhausted. I forgot to eat. I forgot to eat last night. I came in so exhausted from being down south in Fort Myers that I literally forgot to eat. I had lunch, but I forgot to eat. And since this morning, getting up and getting ready for the very first coffee club that we've had, or like a real one, it wasn't even really real. I mean, we just bantered back and forth, right? But anyways, that was the first time we've come live at our time that we usually come live in a really long time, right? So it's like, I'm out of sync. I'm out of, and then I find out about this video thinking, we got a new video in? We got a video? Yeah, we got a video. Many of people are talking about it, right? People are going over there. They're talking about Kylie's car, the time it's Kylie. Guys, come on. I just got a hold of this. I just looked at it for the first time about an hour and a half ago. Somebody sent it to me or sent me no, it was my mom. My mom called me. That's what it was. Mama Bullhorn called me and said, oh, Michelle, After Dark did this thing on this Kylie's car fire camera. Seeing Kylie's car go into the water. I'm like, what? So first thing I do is call Olivia, right? That's big news in the Kiely Rodni case. So I call her. And apparently she knew about it a couple days ago. She said, apparently it sent me a link, but I've been so busy with everything else or exhausted. I've been going through some stuff over here, So I didn't, apparently she sent it to me. I didn't see it. So I got to see it for the first time like an hour ago, like an hour and 15 minutes ago. I'm looking at it. Now, mind you, what they're showing you on these screens is really blown up. I think Olivia showed it and she left it in the normal size. And I didn't really get a chance because I'm reading this and I'm reading that. And I'm trying to do this and do that. So I didn't get a chance to see Olivia's live. But I know she was talking about it with one of our girls that comes over here. I think her name's Debbie. A really nice gal. Just really nice. And so I'm looking at this and then I'm going back and looking at, whenever you get some information in, especially something like a camera, my first reaction, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Bullhorn and Betty has a habit of doing that every now and again, just getting ahead of herself. We gotta work up to it, right? We gotta work up to it. Let me say good afternoon to people. We don't get to do that much in here anymore. So Deanne, good morning or good afternoon. We got Julia T in the house. Bullhorn Betty is present. Karma's here to rock it out here with Bullhorn Betty. Nice to see you, Karma. Mandy, nice to see you. Peace, love, and justice. We all I think that name really kind of solidifies 90% of the people that come over here. We just want peace, love, and justice, right? That's what we want. Love the name. Love the name. Kristen, Angel, Steph V, nice to see you. Mandy Karma, nice to see you too. Margaret Allen, it's nice to see you here, all the way from Scotland. I've missed you. And I know you've probably been here. I just haven't seen you in a while, you know. Merja, nice to see you. Anna Marie, nice to see you. We need Sheriff Grady Judd from Polk County. We always need, right? Anything that happens around this country, who do we need? We need to call our Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. That man, he's going to go eat. Like Grady Judd is he's literally going to be the sheriff of Polk County until that poor man gets into a grave. He is like, he will be in his seat. I almost want to put some money on it. Grady Judd literally will be in his seat, his chair in his office, having a heart attack. He is going to die in that seat. I don't know why I feel that way. Not making light of him passing away by any stretch of the imagination, but you guys get my drift. I don't see him going nowhere. Like, I'm sitting here screaming, you know, Grady Judd for president, and he's still screaming Grady Judd for sheriff. Like, he loves his county. And not only that, he's built such a team because he's been in charge for so long. And when you have a great person in charge there for a really long time, there's nothing better. However, the flip side of it is if you had somebody terrible in charge for forever. But anyways, people all across the country, especially in, and this is just for a background if people, you know, have been living under a rock and don't know who Grady Judd is. He's a sheriff from Polk County, Florida. And people, there's agencies from all over the country that reach out to him, primarily in, he really has honed in on the SA and ST and child stuff, you know, really well, and has this amazing team that he works. And not only that, but people don't realize his homicide conviction rate and solve rate is some of the best in this country. Like, he has got this. If anybody in this entire country knows how to be a sheriff, by God, it is Grady Judd. Hands down. Like, when you're in Seattle, Washington, and you know who the Polk County Sheriff is, you're a good sheriff. I mean, I don't know what to say. And it's all organic, too. It's all organic. So, yeah. Answers, we need another truth. Truckee. Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. Karen Davis, nice to see you. Sherry, nice to see you. Miss Robin, hey. Wake up. It's nice to see you dancing this afternoon. Everybody's just having fun. Nancy B. Susie Anna from Louisiana. Nice to see you here. Phil, Shani, Betty B. Betty? Betty B. Maybe I'm dyslexic and I just didn't know it. You know, maybe my 43 is actually 34. Light bulb just went off on the top of my head. We're no longer going to say I'm 43 because I'm dyslexic. I think I'm owed owed this. Hermit, nice to see you. Emma. What else do we have in here? Ruby, nice to see you too. Casey, she ran Colin Wildfire. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you here in a while. Grace, I said LPB&J. Oh my gosh, hey, how you doing, babe? Susan, nice to see you. Well, it's Kimberly, Guidance in Life with TLC QB. I don't know who you are, but it's nice to have you in the chat. And I know there's a few others. I saw C12. I saw CJ. Emma. If I missed you guys, hello from Bullhorn Betty. Hello. So I come back, you know, and today's like, this is the day that the Bullhorn Betty comes back, right? Like, I'm getting out of this whole everything that's going on. My life is falling apart. You know, real people pull themselves up from their bootstraps. And they just keep going, right? No matter what, you just keep going. And you do it with a smile on your face if you can. If you can't, we'll just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Just forge ahead. try to do it with a smile on my face. Long story short, I see this whole video. My mom calls me and tells me this. I've already talked to Olivia. I go on here and I watch Michelle walks, but that it's like the investigator in me. I never like taking other people's stuff from other people. I want to see it, touch it, feel it, manipulate, see what it do it myself, right? That's what we do, right? That's what I do. So I get on. So this is almost a chain reaction of events that happen. So Mama Bullhorn calls me, tells me about this video. So I go on, immediately call Olivia. Then I go on and look at this Michelle Walks or Michelle After Dark and see her video that she's referring to Zab's video. And so I go over to Zab's video and I'm sitting there trying to figure out what in the heck they're looking at, what camera it is, what angle is that camera, which direction. You can't see that on here. You can't see that on here. Where's that camera directed at? I mean, we can agree that there are multiple lakes and ponds out there. I'm sorry. I'm a skeptic. All right. I'm skeptical on YouTube. Especially when people start putting out fuzzy videos. I'm skeptical. I want to know what the hell's going on here, right? So I get on here and, man, I'm not figuring this stuff out. I'm like, I can't find this, the link. I can't find this. I can't find that. I can't find the archives. I can't blah, 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 blah. But I'm just one of those people that are very curious. I haven't heard a thing about this video. Really? It's starting to make its way. Zap Girl put it up. Zap Girl kind of got the boat rocking, right? Couple things that she's brought up has gotten the boat rocking. Remember that photo? That photo of the party that we've come to find out wasn't even from the party? And then she doubles down. She doubled down on that photo. And I can tell you, our team disputed that photo. We debunked it. And then we debunked it and debunked it again with more people. Instead of just somebody, like we had people from the party that debunked that video, that photo of those girls in the car. They weren't even in the state of California. And then now we get this video. Yeah, I don't want to blame Zab Girl. She's cool. I'm like, don't think I'm beating up on her. I'm not beating up on her. I like her. Bullhorn Betty is a Zab Girl subscriber. I like her. Some people I subscribe to just to watch the crap show, right? Some people I actually subscribe to watch the train wreck or the information. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. One more calls. So I'm not trying to beat up on Zab Girl, but let's face it. We found out that this information comes from of people of all people, right? Who knows who this came from? I'm just curious. Oh. QB, you are on the ball. Now, folks, like this clown has already made himself his own laughing stock. Well, I believe he's got good information. I hear he's from the area. He probably knew of this. He probably knows it's in the direction of Prosser. He's losing relevancy. Let's face it. He's losing relevancy. What better thing to do than start, driving another narrative? Because he was the one driving all these narratives from the very beginning of the Kiely Rodni case, right? I liked watching. I subscribed to his Twitter. I was following him. Loved the work he was doing with the drone. He seemed really like at the beginning, he was just trying to help. He wasn't really trying to make a name for himself or anything like that. Like, that's what I think. I like people to grow organically. I don't like things being shoved down somebody's throat. Like, when I went out to Gabby Petito's house, I was on social media, right? But I wasn't an influencer of any stretch of the imagination. I truly went out to that first house, Brian Laundrie, where Gabby Petito once lived. I went out there truly from the bottom of my heart because I wanted to help that family. I was in politics. Nothing to do with true crime. Nothing. I did that organically. I didn't even know of this side or that side. It wasn't until I started meeting like White Boy Lockdown, which is the first person that talked to me about this whole YouTube thing. When I met Chronicles of Olivia, she taught me about the TikTok thing, which took off, obviously very well. But that wasn't the motive behind what we were doing. That wasn't the motive. It just happened organically. So I like that. So when I see other people, intentionally going in here and doing this, it kind of just, it makes me wonder why. And so everybody wants to make a name for themselves, especially if you're an investigator, right? Especially if you're a private eye. Nothing would be better than to go and cover a high profile case and get your name out there with free publicity. There's nothing wrong with that. I get that. But this guy got so nasty and so possessive. And then he started speaking for the family without permission to do so. And then he started getting very territorial and then and condemning other people for, talking and discussing of this case, whether or not he thought, the case, people shouldn't speculate. They should only tell facts. That's not his place. This is an entertainment channel. We discuss all this stuff. We discuss the facts. We discuss our theories. We could discuss our conjecture. We could discuss our, just what we thought. What are scenarios? We even sometimes get totally conspiracy theory here, right? And that's okay. We don't have to always stick to the facts. What we do is we talk about the facts, and then we talk about all the theories, and we speculate on that fact and try to put it together and see what makes sense. That's kind of what we do. So it just started getting really, really nasty. And then Adventures with Purpose came in, and, he started dogging Adventures with Purpose. And then it seems like he started to align with Mom or Grandpa or all this to get a little closer, to try to have that inside information, which, I won't even do that. I'll do a lot for this channel. I will do a lot to tell a story. But I'm not the weasel into the family type of gal, And so, and then the grandfather had to come out and just basically, after he was on, of all places, and then he comes out and embarrasses himself and says, "Oh, I'm going on a respectable channel with a person that keeps to the facts." Oh, I'm not lying. It tells you that, and I'm thinking, it's somebody like, Duty Ron. Oh, I'm crying. So I'm thinking it's somebody like Duty Ron, maybe Chris McDonough, Michelle After Dark, heck, a number of people. And then we hear it's Baby Gat, and I about died. And I remember saying, I'm like, he just killed himself. Like, he's not going to survive this PR nightmare. When you say something like that, and I am not lying, and what happened? What happened? And I said that. I literally said that on the show. Remember? Before he went on with that, I said he's going to ruin whatever he built. He's going to ruin whatever he built because of of that statement with that name attached to that statement. And what happened right after he went on that show? He shut his Twitter down. You cannot find him or look at any of his posts unless you are an approved follower, which I once was. But, Bullhorn Betty, she walks the walk and talks the talk. So when I don't like somebody, or I've just lost all total respect for you, I'll go in there and unfollow. And that's exactly what I did. But then I was like, oh shit, you can't see any of his posts. I'm not lying. I didn't know he blocked like that because everybody was saying he privated his account. And so I'm naturally thinking he privated his account. I go in there and it's still open. I'm like, well, hell, if he didn't private his account, I don't want to be following him. He doesn't need Bullhorn Betty under his name. Right? So I unfollow, and that's when it said account's private. So anyways, I knew it was going to happen, and it did. And then we find out that this whole camera nonsense, right? This whole camera nonsense. And by the way, I did pull it up. So, I mean, we got it. Bullhorn Betty, it's not stupid here, right? We got it. I just totally disagree with everybody's analysis of this video, quite frankly. That's all. So everybody is just making this whole big ordeal about this little light, right? I'm like, where's it? Who else is with me? Like, where in the world is this recorder at? Like, where is it? Right? Where is it? What direction is it pointing? How far away is this camera from Prosser Lake? Everybody's so tied up into this camera and looking and analyzing and saying, oh, wow, that light just disappeared. Like, boom, gone, right? No, it didn't disappear. May have turned off. Because what does a car, or little lights, our lights on a car, like this big, right? How far away can you see a light this big? Right? How far away? Investigators do the same thing. They speculate as well. It's called the process of elimination. And SF is a nasty liar. Can't stand the dude. But he keeps injuring himself because he puts stuff out with no context. And so it looks like, oh my gosh, we now know. Kiely went into the water at 12:34 a.m. That's not what I just saw. I just saw something that could have been anything. Pop on, pop off. They zoomed in so that light looked a lot bigger than what it looked like on here. So I'm like, well, where is this? Where's this Axis Elder Hill place? So I decided to look up Elder Hill. Where is it? The Elder Hill camera, right? It appears to me that it's about 7.4 miles away. What am I doing wrong, Julia? Because I just said 7.5 miles away, and I looked down and you said, oh, it's 1.5 miles away. So I don't know if it's how is it 1.5 miles? Because I put Alder Hill, and it's in Prosser Lake Heights, but it's 7.4 miles away. So my question is, let me go down because I'm still up. Let me see if you responded, Julia, because I want to see what your response is. No, we didn't see that. Left up. Yeah. So, Julia, can you? I'm curious as to where you heard it was 1.5 miles away, because unless I've got the wrong location. Now that's possible, because leave No, driving directions from Alder Hill to Prosser. Do driving directions. That's what I've got up here. That's what's up here right now. And that would be, but even from here to here, I wonder if they let me. They have a measuring tape on here? I wish we had a measuring tape. I don't know what it would be from here to here. So you're saying from here to here is 1.5 miles away. Well, let's see what she says. If you're driving roads, maybe, Betty, measure a straight line, not fastest route. I don't know how to do the straight line on Google. So either way, so maybe what they're saying is it's a straight shot from point A to point B, 1.5 miles, because the driving directions kind of, do this number and take you around here instead of just a straight shot. So I think that's, I'm not what I'm seeing. Put it back up here a second. Not what I'm seeing. Patty, you called the Delaware. He's not good. So a bird's eye view. Let's see. Maybe. More. Satellite? Still don't see a measuring tape on this thing, but either way. So we're probably, I think they're trying to say that from here to here, a diagonal shot is about a 1.5 miles difference. And so they're saying that they saw like the car go in right here, but that's not really what I saw. So let me change this just a little bit because I said, 7 miles away. I did a big cursor because I noticed that when I'm trying to point stuff out to you, we'll say 2 miles away. See what we can find. Oh, I don't think I want to put that up there. I need to find something 2 miles away. I want to see an image from 2 miles away. Because that's really what I'm looking at. What is this? So that's what you see from 2 miles away, but that's with a scope. That's with a scope, which magnifies stuff. I don't know if that camera is the same thing. It says under 7 miles, that's the fastest route. Right, but we're talking about, because it's a camera, so it's going to be looking. And my problem is with this whole imagery thing, this whole issue that they have currently with the car and the light and it disappearing, it's not even the point. Because if you go back into other videos or you scroll back or you look into, you do see that same kind of stuff in other videos. Unless there was more cars in Prosser, I don't know if that was even a car light that we saw. It's alleged that it is. But why would she, if we know the windows were down, and let's take it on another note. What if it was? What if that light really truly was Kiely Rodni going into the water? There was a few things that I saw. And a couple things I saw is there seemed to be a pause from the time they got there to the time that the lights went out. And I know that a portion of that pause might have been that car rolling into because you're going to still see, when you have water above lights, you can still see the lights. But once it gets on that ledge, and we had Robin and her husband give us an overlay where we actually saw that shelf almost, and then it goes over. It's all underwater, by the way. It's not above water, it's underwater. But you drive out on it, it's almost a shelf, and then it just drops and drops down. And I think that's when the whole car spun and ended up on its roof, was when it got off that shelf and just fell straight down. But anyways, I'm looking at it. And so I'm thinking, okay, let me look at this, realistically. First of all, I don't think that light, that something this big you can see 2 miles away. We drive on the interstate all the time. And we can't see our headlights but a quarter mile away. And if we are 2 miles away in a home on a hill, we might be able to see maybe a little pin dot from 2 miles away related to a headlight. That looked a lot bigger than a pin dot. It looked a lot bigger than a pin dot even when it wasn't blown up. So, is this how do I feel about this? Is this is this legit? Is this really Kiely's car going in as shocking as everybody is saying? I don't believe it is. There is nothing in this video that has shock value written all over it. I do not understand why it is traveling around with such misinformation and speculation, in my opinion. That's just one person's opinion, though. So I'm curious about what your thoughts are. I mean, you guys have been bouncing from room to room. I haven't. You guys have heard more perspectives on this particular video than I have. But for Bullhorn Betty, I'm not convinced. And all these people are now putting yet another timeline out. Right now it's 12:34. But I keep wondering why, because I'm new to YouTube. Many of you guys know I'm not a YouTuber. I came from TikTok, and even then I wasn't a TikToker. I was taken under the wing by TikTok because I was Bullhorn Betty. Let's be honest. That's why. But, when we got over here, I'm just not a YouTuber. So I'm not, everybody's always complaining about you do stuff for clicks, views. Do I get clickbaity every now and again? Yeah, of course. Why not? Sometimes I do it just to tick people off, to trigger the haters. Really, at the end of the day, that's sometimes some of my clickbait is just to really get under the skin of the haters. Bullhorn Betty style. Just to see them go crazy, just to see sometimes it entertains me too, knowing that I triggered them and they don't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? That to me, I hate saying it, sometimes is like a little present in itself. It really is. I already know what's going on. That's why I don't care. Everybody's wondering how, because when it first came out on YouTube and people were being so nasty to me, I didn't understand what I did. I really didn't. I'm like, how can they hate me for covering a little 5-year-old's case and saying that the parents, these despicable people, did it? Like, I would think everybody in their sunshine was, under the sun would be on the bandwagon with us. But no, you got assholes. Let's face it. I was new to YouTube. And of course, I rock the boat everywhere I go. You guys love it now. Now that you guys know me and realize that it's all in good taste, and it really is to help, if I was boring, do you think I'd get attention for these kids? Let's face it, right? If I stayed here and because I'm a person that goes out in the field. I don't stay behind this. We have to be, if we're going to be out somewhere covering a case for a kid, and we want the most attention to that case for that kid, guess what? You got to be, something that somebody talks about, right? Somebody that somebody watches, even the haters, right? Think about it. Bullhorn Betty probably put more children's faces in front of people that are just on the hate squad. Like they don't even cover true crime, right? And they have to look at it, and their fans have to look at it. Like, come on. That is pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. So we get the message out, is what I'm trying to say. We get the message out. But for this, for people to jump on the bandwagon and not do, like even me, like I'm giving you both sides of it. Okay, let's talk about what we're seeing here. Let's talk about the facts, right? The facts are the chances of you seeing a headlight on a car from 2 miles away are probably slim to none, let alone a whole globe. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe it's possible. Somebody prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And then we got this going in, and everybody's picking up on this and running it. But getting back to the whole, I'm not a YouTuber, I don't understand about the whole, I do get the clicks, the views, the thumbs up. You know, I'm learning that all these things are important on YouTube. I get it. But it's like, what about the integrity aspect of this stuff? Does any large creator give a damn about the integrity aspect of it, giving both sides, letting the audience make their decision? Or do we just run with, oh my God, look at this. This is so exciting. Holy crap, guys. We just saw her car go into the water. You know, why don't you show them previous videos of dots being in that same spot? You know, they just isolate it. They isolate the area that they want to drive the narrative. You know, and that's what I just saw on Zap Girl's panel. They didn't look. They were just so excited to have something new. And you know, I get it. We all do it. I do it. But I was really excited about this. You know, I was really excited when I saw this, that we would finally have an idea, and I could come out here and say, see, I told you guys, Bullhorn Betty was right. There was something with her phone dying at 12:33. Here you go. Maybe people should listen to Bullhorn a little bit more. So you can imagine, you know, that it kind of, you know, took the wind out of my sails. See, like, man, I can't say that today. And Lord have mercy. I'm just joking. Haters, eat your heart out. Anyways, so I get on here and I'm looking at it, guys. I really don't. I'm curious as to what your thoughts are on in this. Let me quit talking. Let you guys get up here. We've got almost 400 people in the chat. Somebody better bring their butt up on the panel. That's all I got to say. I'm curious. And this is a worthy conversation. Because this kind of stuff, I don't even know what type of conversation to have here with this video. Is it the lack of people doing due diligence or facts finding? Or is it just, you know, to have a conversation? Was it just a dead day? And this is probably the most exciting stuff that came out in weeks on Kiely Rodni. Maybe a combination of both. I don't know. What are your thoughts? And don't make me Jody Sue Brown. I will. I'll start talking like this, and, you know, well, I'm not sure about the kids, but I knew somebody was going to save me from myself. Shantae.
Oh, no, give me just a second. I'm trying to hook my AirPods.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm going to pull you back. I'll put you back until you got your thing on. Ready?
Can you hear me?
Ready? Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
So what do you think about this? We've been watching this video all over. What do you think about it?
Well, right after Kiely had disappeared, there was a rumor that someone said that they had seen headlights go into the water. Mm-hmm. It was very brief. And my initial thought was, okay, she went into the water. That 12:33 phone call that was made to Sammy, I think, was a cry for help. Mm-hmm. Because she thought Sammy was still there. Hey, I'm in the water. Can somebody come help me? You know, whatever. So I think that's what that phone call was about.
Mm-hmm. Do you think this video, do you think that what we're seeing, that dot on this video, do you think that is what we're seeing?
I think it could be, because it's at night and the water, it could reflect. There's not any lights out there. So they would see headlights on something for a pretty good distance. I grew up out in the woods and right next to a gravel pit, and we could see headlights clear on the other side of that gravel pit through the woods.
How far away with the gravel pit, just for us, for proximity purposes for me to kind of gauge, how far was that gravel pit from where you were seeing the lights?
I'm going to say about 3/4 of a mile to a mile.
Okay.
Like what we could see on the other side of the gravel pit and through the.
Yeah, I'm thinking as a perspective of driving a car, you know, you have your headlights on and, you know, that glow around you, you only see that for about 1/4 of a mile, but I'm not looking at it from the perspective of the oncoming,
Right.
you know, and me seeing the stuff oncoming. So you're saying you could see it. And how big was the light? Was it dim? Was it that size? Was it smaller than what we're seeing on this video?
I don't have any idea on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see.
This whole theory has just recently came back out because the roadside guy really threw me off. I was on Dolly the other night, and we were talking about the roadside guy, and he really threw everyone through a loop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm at work, and I'm having to let the guys know what plans to pull out.
Gotcha.
These two. But
you're good. We support workers here. We say if you can watch Bullhorn Betty and work, hey, if you can be making money and watching me, more power to you.
Oh yeah. All the way to the other end of the tree line. Sorry guys. I work at a plant nursery. So yeah, the roadside guy really threw me off. And when he came out, I thought, okay, you know, if this is legit, he was not catching the red flags of her, hey, help me with my seatbelt, how do you do this, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that, okay, she was killed after and put in the hatch of the car. But then when everything started coming back out about that headlights, I was thinking back to when it initially happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumor was that someone had seen headlights go into the water, that they called 911 and the cops didn't take it seriously. So my very first
did we ever find that 911 caller? Because I know that
not as far as I know.
No,
you can only go like 30 days back or something. So they had, I know that there were a few people that were going to check because you had to file some sort of a request to go further back.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, and even if it was her car, I mean, there's a lot that for me that it establishes a few things here. One, a time in my mind of death,
right?
You know, at least a good proximity.
Yeah,
and
better idea.
Also, yeah, it gives us a much better idea. It proves that she was there, and you know, Nevada County just did a really crappy job.
Yeah, they really botched this.
They really botched this. Sad. You can tell that they are not accustomed to any type of crime or, you know, it's all petty stuff.
Right. And, you know, I don't want to judge any grieving parent because I've never been in that situation. Mm-hmm. And God, I hope I never am in that situation. So I don't know how I would react, but I could say that if that was my daughter that was missing, I'd move heaven and hell to find out where she's at. And I'm not stopping until I have every single question answered. My best friend was killed by a semi driver in Murfreesboro, Tennessee 9 years ago. And I forced the county, the state, I forced them to file charges. And that was my best friend. Can't imagine what I would do if it was my daughter.
Yeah. Yes. I think we can all feel that way. Like I'm the kind of, you know, with my stepchildren and stuff, I'm the kind of parent that holds them accountable. Make it, you know, I'm not their friend.
Yeah.
And I wanted to establish that early on because I was already a step parent to begin with. You know, I want to be friendly. I want to do things with them and establish a good relationship, a good friendship, and a good rapport. But at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that they knew I was an authority figure and, you know, things of that nature. These kids, it just seems to me, are missing that with these parents.
I have made a lot of mistakes as a parent. Luckily, my oldest just turned 19. She graduated high school in May. She got a good head on her shoulders. She's made it to 19, and I'm not a grandma. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But But
Right.
I've made a lot of mistakes. You know, I'm a recovering addict. My daughter has seen through that, and I think that I did try to be friend more than mom, but I think my mistakes, she was one of the rare ones where she took that and she learned from it.
Yeah.
I was lucky on that end, but man, I don't know. Knowing my daughter would be out at a party, not drinking. No, I would
Yeah,
come
I
pick
mean,
her
I
up.
just
Hey,
don't understand
call me. I'll come get you.
how parents condone that behavior. Like, even some of our other friends, they had the cool parents, but
Marco.
that they wouldn't even condone that.
Right, right. No, 16, hanging out with obvious older kids because she graduated early, and to be
Yeah.
out that late, and no, that would not
Yeah.
fly. You're either going to stay where you're at all night long, or I'm going to come and pick you up.
Yeah.
All
What
of
do you
these.
think about Jane Doe? Jane Doe number 2. She stated, that Kiely, when Kiely was walking away from her, she asked her if she wanted a ride, and that Kiely hollered back and said, "No, no or no, thank you," and that she already had a ride. And then I circle back to that statement, that fumble that Sammy made. When she was saying she was driving, but she said, "No, I was in the passenger seat," and it was like, why was she giving us convincing language about where she was in a car?
You know, I've never seen the video of her sister supposedly saying that she came home soaking wet. I've never seen that.
But we heard about it, but we've never seen it. I agree with that.
Right. I mean, if that's legit, it's quite possible that Sammy was in the car with her when it went in. I mean, 2 windows down, that doesn't make sense that she would go past 2 windows down to go to the hatch of the vehicle. I mean, even if you're going for air, let me tell you, I'm getting out that window faster than I'm getting out that hatch.
Right. It just seems like
it doesn't make sense.
And some people are like, well, she could have just got scared and was going for an air pocket. It's like it went down in a matter of 30 seconds. She's got a lanky body. She's a tall, very thin girl. It would take her damn near 15 seconds or 10 seconds just to get out of the passenger or the driver's seat.
Right.
To even get into the back seat.
Yeah. A lot does not add up at all.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Not with this. And then we see those lights. And if it is true, I mean, let's talk about if it is true, if that really was. I saw a significant pause before those lights went under. And I have to think that part of it is that lights do still shine out of the water until it goes under. We know the car flipped. And could that have been the flip when the lights finally went out? But there seemed to be a pause up at the top prior to whatever we were seeing.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I'm not convinced that it was her car. But if it was her car, it appears
then
that
the cops
somebody
really
stopped.
up.
Yeah, but it still appears that somebody stopped the car before it went into the water.
Either that
Literally
or
stopped the car.
Well, when a car would hit the water, it would automatically stop from the force of the water. So that would cause it to stop and hesitate for a moment before it went forward.
Right. I still think I'm still not convinced that that's what we're seeing, because I'm trying to figure out how far of distance can you truly see a headlight, and if you could see the headlight, how large would that headlight be? And that's
Has
where
anyone Googled that?
I tried.
Oh, we seem to be able to Google everything.
It's a little harder than you think. So that's where I'm at right now. So if we can answer that and in a dot, looks like that from that far away, then I'll be a little more inclined to say maybe this video we need to really look at. But what I was really kind of, go ahead.
Did she have, what kind of headlights did she have? And I mean, as far as, were they the older style dim yellow, or were they more of the white halogen lights
I think
Because if they were the
they
height,
were probably in the cross between. Like hers was a 2013, so I mean you're still looking at something that's close to 10 years old, and so it's probably that in between light where it's not a full halogen or LED light.
right?
So it could have been an LED. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I really don't.
Well, I think that
But I know
would
it's probably
help
not the old
actually.
dingy LEDs.
That would actually help if we knew if she had, because those halogen lights, those LED lights, those things are really bright. So I think if we knew what kind of headlights she had, we could easily, somebody could do, a test. Put their car out, go out.
That I would personally like to have about this video, not like, oh, shock and awe. We just saw, Kiely drive into a lake and disappear, So it's like, wait, that's not really what I saw. I saw a dot and I saw no dot. That's what I saw.
Right. Let's talk about what we saw, and then we can talk about what could have happened, but let's not jump straight to all this did happen.
And I'm looking at, I mean, guys, if I told you I looked and played this stuff back and forth, like 20, 30 minutes before we came live today, I am not lying. I'm still, I was scratching my head and I'm like, Lord, this is where the whole thing comes up. Like we could literally make up anything on YouTube and just talk about it.
Oh yeah, and just run with it.
So, all right, Shantae, I got another person in the back studio and I've got to answer a question.
Yep, I got to get back to work.
Thank you so much. It was great.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Oh, it's nice. Ruby, I'll be pulling you up in just a second. I actually haven't read a whole lot, so just give me a minute, Ruby. So, Ronnie, I'd like you to come up here and tell us what Gray said, because I didn't watch him. As you guys know, I'm just kind of getting my footing back in. We're going to be discussing some stuff. I wanted to come up with the most relevant information first, because we're going to work from this back, because I'm lost. And when I saw this, I'm sitting here looking at it, and like I said, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So Ronnie says, well, I went to watch Gray, and I'm a changed girl. That is amazing. I'm trying to figure out what that means. I'm sure she's going to explain it, because I am way behind. So I'm about 10 minutes behind in the chat room. So just give me a second so I can catch up. Ruby, thank you so much for being patient. And they blocked the road when she went in. Yes. Let's see where we are. That's unfrequentable. Okay. Yeah, who's Gray? So Ronnie, if you can catch a link, come up here. I'm going to talk to Ruby for a second. Okay, I'll give you about 5 minutes. I'll talk to Ruby for a second, and then I want you to tell me what you're talking about. I'm kind of lost, but I want to hear it if it pertains to this. Hey, Ruby.
Hey, Andra. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing, love?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Girl, I crashed smooth out during your live this morning.
Oh, you did what? I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
I said I crashed smooth out this morning during your live.
Oh, gosh. You probably needed it.
You were arguing with some guy.
Was I arguing with somebody this morning?
Or it could have skipped to another video. I'm not sure, but anyway, this video, of course, was brought into Dolly's chat last night, and everybody was just losing their minds about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. People would rather take, witness testimony or evidence or whatever and just spin their own narrative about it, and that's it. That's what happened. That's their stick, and that is the truth, and that's what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that I don't like that. We can theorize all day long, but to just go from, well, this might be her car to this is her car, like you said, is just, it's putting out a lot
and
of
people are freaking out about this, and they're thinking that we've got this in the bag, and it's like, wait a minute, folks, and then when I go, but here's the problem I have is if you go back to other dates and times in the evening, you'll see a light similar to that glowing in the similar area that disappears in the similar area. It's like if we just looked back just a night or two or three, you almost see the same thing on the videos at certain points in the evening. So I'm not convinced.
Well, it could be anything, with a campground being there. It could be all the campgrounds that I've stayed at have the big, lights that are spaced sporadically out through, the campground. And then you've got campers who have got big spotlights on their campers and stuff like that. So it could be a light from one of the campground lights, from someone's camper lights, car, boat. You just never know.
Right.
But
right.
I haven't actually watched the video yet because I wanted to watch it on my TV because I'm blind as a bat, and I wanted
It's
to be able to
kind of
try
weird
and see
because
it
you
better.
really gotta, Ruby, you gotta blow it up. Like when
Yeah.
you're watching it on the computer and the TV, it's so far back, you can't really see anything.
Well, my question last night was, okay, where did this camera footage come from? Well, it was first said this was a trail cam. And I'm like, well, this is a national park. Who's got trail cams in a national park? Who's, in charge of this? And then everybody's like, no, it's the fire department. It's fire cams. It's, the for the California wildfires or whatever. Okay, well, I stand corrected then. I'm just going by what was said when this was brought up. People get all weirded out and bent out of shape, and they're, the autocorrect police. And but my question is, if this is ran by like the California wildfire or the fire department or the state of California or whoever it's ran by, it seems to me that the police would have already gotten this footage. So is this footage that the police already have and kept quiet about?
Hold on, Ruby. Let's talk about this. This is an open and active investigation. If this was really on that camera, they would have went in there and cut it out because it's part of an open and active investigation. They wouldn't have just left that out there.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't know for a fact because they fouled up so much in this case. I don't know if they would have went in there and cut that out because it does go to the integrity of an open and active investigation.
Right. And you would think with so many entities involved in investigating this case and looking into this case, the fire department would have notified the FBI or the Truckee police or whoever and said, oh, by the way, we have wildfire cameras set up over there. We need to check those. It just seems like it seems weird for someone just to go on such-and-such.com and be able to find video footage from a campground in another state. I don't know. It's just
No doubt. How you been today? Been doing good?
Yeah, I was up late last night. I went on Dolly's panel and then I got down and then I didn't go to sleep till sometime. Well, I didn't actually go to sleep until wake up. And I went to sleep. So,
yeah.
But I'm just doing laundry, sitting out in the sunshine. I'm doing laundry, sitting out in the sunshine. You can hear the breeze blowing. So out in the country where it's nice and peaceful and quiet.
Right. All right, love. Well, let me get to. I got another person behind chat.
I'm
glad
glad
you're doing well, and we'll see So
Yeah, we're just gonna have to see how all this turns out.
yeah.
So
All right,
you
hon.
have a good day, and everybody in the chat have a good day. I'll be back in chat here in just a minute. I'm gonna go get my
Okay,
clothes out of the washer and put them in the dryer.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Hey, Don. So with a professional editing, could this video be a hoax? I'm looking at it. I went straight to the source and looking at it. It is legit. The video itself is legit. Now they have blown it up. The dot's in its right spot. It, you know, the video, it was in my opinion, which I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination, but in my opinion, it doesn't appear to have been doctored. That's just my opinion. What we're seeing on Zav Girl's panel, what we're seeing on Michelle Walk's panel is truly what I'm seeing when I pull it up. So, all right, fueled by coffee. I'm going to go ahead and bring you on up. Hello, love. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So what do you have? I know you were just talking about this.
Yes. I was just on with Olivia.
Yeah. So tell us what you think about all this. What's your opinion? What do you think's going on here?
It's just so weird that exactly 2 months to the date, suddenly there's this new footage, that supposedly is going to just, oh yes, it was definitely an accident. You can't see anything, but yes, let's just push this accident narrative. And now there's these locals coming forward. It's just, come on. I don't know. I'm not convinced either. And
that's good, because I didn't get a chance to watch. I was just watching all this and kind of, to be honest with you, I told the audience I'd be back here between 1 and 3. And so I called, my mom calls me, and when I find out about this video, I call Olivia, and she's telling me she's going live, and I'm like, crap, I'd love to go live, but I got to do my own live over here, So I'm looking at this. I didn't get to, because I was doing so much research, I didn't get to hear your guys' opinion or assessment on this. And I'm like, when I looked at this, I'd like to have some answers, but when I looked at this, it didn't answer anything for me.
Well, we want to kind of focus more on a little bit later in the evening. She's going to go back and look at some footage, and so am I. I'm not quite convinced about that. Like you were saying, there's so many points in that footage where it looks like, a car pulls up, turns off its lights, and that's it. Could have just been that.
Right.
If you look at Graves Investigates, I watch him a lot, love him, not have no issues with him. But if you look at the footage that he provided, that's heavily edited. That's not just enhanced. That's very heavily edited. When you look at there's a point of light, and then there's all these edited and added lights around it as well.
Yes.
I was like,
but it was like that on the actual video.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so you have, I'll use my earbuds. I was like, okay, so here's the little headlights that you're working with. What are all these other headlights now that you've got added in there that weren't there 2 seconds ago?
And some of those things are really big, and it's like you don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, that didn't sit well with me. I was like, if you're going to enhance it, the video shouldn't look like all of a sudden it's daylight. That's not really. I do work with graphics and editing, so it didn't.
I would like almost a measuring tape. You know how you like when we had those old maps where they give you the measuring tape to tell you what your distance is, whether it's a mile or 500 yards or something. Like that's what I want. I want something to tell me this is what a headlight looks here. This is what a headlight looks here. This is what a headlight looks here.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you take what I did was I took a screenshot from Google Maps. I took a screenshot from Conspiracies when she did it last night, and then I took a screenshot from the daytime from the same angle. And I mean, it looks like it's right at the edge of the water. That little vehicle, it is right at the edge of the water, but in no spot along that way is it in the water.
Right.
I checked. I kept checking. I had it on 0.05 of a second. and I kept checking. I don't know how Grace got it in the water. I checked. I don't understand.
Right.
So I was.
I don't get it either. I looked at it, and I'm kind of there with you, to be honest with you. I'm right there with you because I just don't see, and I wouldn't come out here if I really thought that was, like I said, I was hoping when I heard this that I can finally say, because I've been saying this whole time that, her phone went off at 12:33. The phone was probably already wet by then. This would have proved that point. So I was actually kind of really excited and just miserably disappointed when I saw what everybody's making the big fuss about.
Yeah. The 12:03 and 12:33 has got me so curious too, though. That is so weird. That is just so weird. There's something about that, and then
you know what? If we do take this video as true, we know Sammy is literally lying about everything. At this point, this would prove there is no possibility.
Exactly. That's literally what I was about to say.
Could have called her.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I'm like that because that proves right there. What was that about?
Yeah, if this truly is
on her.
And quite frankly, what I did see before those.
Did you freeze up or did I? Are you there?
Sorry about that. I was trying. We got internet. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? We got internet. Our internet. They're working on our internet because we're in Florida. We just had that hurricane, and literally everything just went down. And so I was actually just logging into the phone because the phone works even when the internet at the house doesn't to come in here. And now it's gone. So it sounds like they must have just took it out, put something to it, and hooked it back up. So sorry about that, guys.
No,
just remember for the next, few weeks that may happen periodically as they're connecting all of our stuff together. Just FYI, guys. So, but I was looking at this. Where was I? I think I was going.
We were talking about Sammy and 236.
Yes, but what I did notice is before those lights went off, it seemed like there was a pause, almost as if somebody would have exited the vehicle.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't a smooth continuation. That vehicle stopped for at least a minute or two. And I went back and I checked. I slowed it down even more. That vehicle stopped. So that vehicle was not continuously in motion either. So what was that about? That's even more questions.
Mm-hmm.
That vehicle wasn't just driving along and continuously went in the water. She stopped. Whoever was driving that car stopped. So that could prove that they drove her,
into the water
in the back of the car and then drove it into the water. It still needs more questions than answers.
Yeah, but it does prove a few things because I did see that dot stop. It came to a physical stop, not a roller, not because it hit water, because it stopped.
Yep. Yeah,
So
it's not in water. It's not in water.
Mm-mm. So I'm just curious, and do we know for a fact conclusively that body of water is Prosser? Are we positive that body is the body of water, the area of Prosser that she went into?
Yeah, because you can see Prosser Dam. I went back and I looked at the Google Maps, and you can see Prosser Dam to the right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're the one that overlaid it, right?
No, I didn't overlay. I could, but I didn't need to. I could see that somebody else had already done that. But yeah, if you were to, you can zoom out and you can see Prosser Dam's right here to the right of the view.
Okay.
Which matches up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just an odd, it's just I think the reason why I'm so sour is because I was kind of really hoping, but again, it could be, guys, this could be what we've been waiting for. This really could be what it is. But for me, I'm just, I just don't want to, I want to believe that it is, but it's just too hard. It's like, how far is that camera? I just get into all the engineering aspect of it. It's hard to determine. But I just don't want people getting overly excited just yet.
Do you think that law enforcement really just didn't know about this camera this whole time? You think that
I don't think it's that they didn't know about it. You know what I think is really happening here? And I could be totally wrong and absolutely fooled. I could be. I believe that this is totally just law enforcement in that area not knowing what the heck to do in a situation like this. It's like they don't have really a good policy and procedure book in hand to give them the step-by-step instructions that they need to handle a case like this. And I think they failed severely in all the other resources they had to help them. They were so focused on trying to find her. They had I think their biggest mistake is deciding what had happened to her before they even started searching. So I don't think they ever considered her being in that water, or if they did, they didn't consider how far her car would travel. They didn't think about these things. They didn't think to sit down and talk to people that had the information about it so they can, and why would they limit themselves to 25 feet from the bank? I just, like, these are, why? Especially with the sonar equipment that you could literally drive in the middle, just like Adventures with Purpose, and scan the whole entire area there. Why would you limit yourself to 25 feet? These things don't make sense.
Now, have you shown people on this live the footage here?
No, I showed them that I pulled it up. I wasn't planning on going through it because, quite frankly, it to me, it's something, but it's not. I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced yet. So I've got it pulled up. I do have it. I even went all the way to 35 minutes to, because I was going back and forth and, seeing the dots and stuff like that. So I do see, but it's over here and you got to blow it up. And I just can't get my thing to blow it up quick enough. But this is the view that we've got.
Well, if you want, I could save you a hell of a lot of time. I can show you the two screenshots that I took.
Yeah. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I can just show you that because it'd make it a lot easier and you wouldn't have to go through all that.
Okay. Let me take mine down first. Hold on. Let me remove mine. Badgers. Okay.
Okay. So let me know when it's there.
Yeah, I can see it in real time.
Okay. All right. So what I did first is I went to the same camera earlier in the daytime on the same day. This is the same view on the same day on August 6th or August 5th. And do you know that little tree that was off to the side?
Yeah.
That had the little hill that was off the side with a single tree on top? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're pointing at. Yeah.
Okay. That's that. And then this would be the shoreline next to it and the little hill that goes off into the water.
Yeah.
This is the light that you would see. I'm going to click on this and then I got to put them side by side. That's the light right there. Oops. So if you see here, I'm going to show you Prosser dams over here. Oops, I'm so sorry. I just messed my.
That's okay. And yeah, I know I do the same stuff. I get frustrated when my stuff doesn't work out the way I want it to.
I know, right? See, there's Prosser Dam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And there's Prosser Lake.
Okay.
All right. So back to this. I don't know why when it does this screen, it goes to my last screenshot.
Right.
When I mess up. Okay. So now these are the same size. So at 12:33, this is the screenshot from the blow up. daytime and nighttime.
Yeah, from the blow up, but you can almost see the water in front of the halo of the light on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Is that before it goes into the water? Not on the side you're on, right? Yeah, that right there.
Right. See how
Not
far
the red
out
dot,
it would
the white
be?
dot on the other side.
See, this is the hill with the tree, and then this is the
Yeah, but I was
hill
talking
that
about
goes
the other photo, the light that you're pointing at. Yeah, that one. It looks like there's water in front of that light. Like it. So is that when they're saying it was already in the water or before it got in the water?
It's right on the edge. Yeah, this is where Gray's putting it in the water, but it's not. It's right on the edge.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can definitely see that. I can see the glow past it of the reflection on the water.
See, I put the red dot right on the. It's almost there. And on this right here, ignore the blue dot because I had to correct myself. It's actually the yellow dot. The yellow dot was where she was actually found in on August 21st.
And when the video goes through and the lights disappear, is that what we're seeing on the one side right before the lights disappear? Or is that a few minutes or a few seconds before the lights disappear? Do we know that?
I'd have to pull it back up and see, but it looked like it took about a minute for that to happen.
Okay. Because it is in the direction. It is in the direction.
It is. It is very suspicious. If you look at it, you're like, well, there is a car that appears to go out there very far to the edge of the water, but it could have very well have been a teenage couple looking to go out there to make out too.
But if it has that angle and we know that she's there, but yeah, I get your point because we still need to investigate this. This is not a one and done type of thing. I mean, because you're right. If this wasn't her car, if we took Jane Doe number 2's statement, she saw Kiely much later alive than this time frame. If her memory serves her correctly,
right.
So it just makes me wonder, but we have to acknowledge that camera is pointed in the direction we need it to point in, but I'm not convinced that was her car or that it went in.
Exactly.
At that specific time.
Yeah, that really could have been, it could have been there are other explanations for that. There are other explanations because there are other vehicles around at that time. If it could have been other things. Somebody could have just gone down there to park.
It was Mags and Ross. That's who it was. It was Mags and Ross. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
We know who was out there.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. But I mean, it could have been either way. And it's just so sad. I can't believe that this wasn't
Ryan Upchurch, and we'll find out it was Bullhorn Betty and Dolly Vision.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Tell it on yourself.
Well, because Olivia and I are going to be going out there. We got to be a murderer or something soon. Don't kill me, Ryan, please.
None of my damn business. I don't give a crap. I've been asked, so what do you think about this? And I'm like, who gives a rat's ass? Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Would you like to hear about my sex life, Betty?
Oh, no, I don't really care to hear about anybody's. I don't even care to hear about mine.
Nobody cares.
You want to be bored out of your mind? Talk about Bullhorn Betty's sex life. Trust me, it's
not
what it's cracked up to be.
Oh my God.
I'm here alone. Hello? Hey, sexy bull man. Can you come bring me a cocktail, please?
Really.
Boy.
I don't know. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I try to stay out of it. Some of it's kind of funny, but
I had to me, I'm cracking up over here. I truly am. I really am. I'm cracking up over here, and we're not going to get into it, but this stuff it's funny. I get why people are tuned into it because it is kind, it is some dramatic to it. It is kind of funny. It is kind of sad. It's got all the mixture of emotions. I get it. I get why people are tuning in, but like we could make up anything here.
I tune in every night to watch the MGL stuff. I watch that every night. That's funny.
She's crazy. I love her. I love her crazy. So, what does it say? It says the person who first brought this to light has wanted this to be an accident and has ties to the family. And yeah, but you know what the crazy thing is? I think you're referring to SF Investigates, and yes, they do.
Yes.
But who was driving the narrative that this was, this girl was? There was more to it. That there was foul play. He was the one that drove the foul play narrative until everybody started saying, okay, we believe you. It's foul play. And it's like, oh, nope, it's an accident, folks. Nothing to see over here. And it's like, what just happened? Like, I'm still spinning from this is foul play. And then the person that's been driving this foul play narrative is flipping.
Because he got in with the family. Foul play. Yeah. Once he got in with the family, that's when he changed his tune. Yeah, once he got in contact with the family.
And it makes you wonder, who was he speaking to? Because Dad seemed pretty hot under the collar, if you ask me. And Mom seemed a little
I don't think it's coming from Dad. I don't think any of that's coming from Dad at all.
Yeah. But it's just odd because you got two totally different personalities. Like Dad's like, he's ready to go scorch earth, at least from what I can see. And Mom is just like, Mother Earth, la-di-da, let's, smoke a peace pipe and kumbaya ourselves to feel better, and it's just like, I don't understand that. I've heard the term Buddhist come up, that she practiced Buddhism. And, I'm not really, I don't really understand
that. No, it's not Buddhism. A lot of religions use the Buddhist statue in their religion, even if it's not part of their religion. I'm Christian myself, and my husband is more of a nihilist. And I think that's kind of what she is. It's hard to describe. And I think that's actually the word that we were trying to think of in the live with Olivia a little bit ago, when somebody was asking, like, what kind of religion is she? It's kind of like nihilism is what she's into. Yeah. It's paganism, nihilism. Kind of they use a lot of paganistic ritualism. I wouldn't really call it a cult, but it's more natural.
I think it was unfair. I mean, I get what people are trying to say, but I thought the whole cult thing was wholly disrespectful to the community.
I don't think it's really a cult, but it's hard to understand. They just accept everything. It is what it is all the time, and even if it's just something really hard to understand, it is what it is. And
I can never be like that.
Christians are like that too. Even hardcore Christians, I have seen super hardcore Christians accept the death of their child easier than she has.
Yeah, it's.
And
unless you have faith, you have peace. I mean, that's kind of really what the whole faith.
That's what faith is all about. Peace.
Yeah, it's about internal peace and. With so what maybe, at the end of the day, let's actually, it's a great topic. Let's talk about it. At the end of the day, it's out of our control. We have no control. We could literally put our own selves in the grave worrying about all these things that we literally have no control over. And at the end of the day, we still have to live. We still have to survive this life. And, God bless the people that can do it better and do it more classier than others. I mean, to be honest with you, because I
don't know about class. Yes, that's the kind of the balance thing that I think that and I don't want to talk bad about her. I never have wanted to talk bad about her. I get it because I am a bereaved parent. I buried a child. I don't want to say anything negative about Lindsay. I really, really don't. I get it. I really, really get it. If she ever hears this, I want her to understand that I get it. I acted out tremendously after I lost my little boy. I get it. I think I was angry at all the wrong people too. I understand. I think that the only thing that I don't understand, I still don't understand, is she asked for our help, right? We answered her call. So many people answered her call. And then she told us to just shut up and go away. Fuck off.
F off. Yeah. F off.
And
that I can't understand if you can accept your daughter with such class, what happened, and be purely at peace with it, and want this. How could you be so rude and disrespectful to so many people that literally stopped what they were doing to jump to help you? And your only response is basically a middle finger to everybody on YouTube. I mean, I'm sorry. I took offense to it, and then people were beating up on Bullhorn Betty, saying, you know, I don't have a reason to have feelings myself. That this woman is just a, you know, I'm sorry. I've met a lot of people that have, in this industry. I have met a lot of people, even prior to this. I've met a lot of people that have lost loved ones in their life, and I have never in my life met somebody that's so disrespectful. You know, lashing out and stuff like that. That happens. You know, it does happen here and there. And I thought that's what it was when she made that one post that she took down. Exactly. And then you saw the error of her ways. But normal people don't act like that to other people that are literally helping them. You're going to be friends with the people that might be responsible for what caused all these people to come help you, but you're going to be pissed off, not at them, but at us.
Right. I remember when I was lashing out, when I was going through pain, I would lash out, but then I would immediately go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, there's something different about this that I can't quite put my finger on. That's just kind of weird. I don't know what it is, but that's all I'll say. I don't want to say anything else, but I don't know. There's just something.
Hey, Olivia, I see you in here. Nice to see you, babe.
Hey, Olivia. I don't have chat up.
But, I know it's a bad thing about StreamYard. People don't understand. You don't get to see the chat when you're on that side of the screen.
Well, you can if you go back over to the other tab. If you open a new tab and then go back over to your YouTube.
Yeah, but then you get the feedback unless you turn it down. Like I can see the chat. The chat's slower.
Pop out. Then I pop out my chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back over to StreamYard, and then I open up the tab, and then I go like that. So now I have, instead of seeing the private chat, now I have StreamYard with the chat room chat up.
Okay, that's how they do it.
It works perfect. Now I can see both. Now I can see chat.
Well, it's just funny because I'm still learning. Like I still learn stuff each and every day on here. You know, I research. That's what I know how to do. I know how to research. I know how to use public records.
I don't know how to do the StreamYard and all that either. I tried to go live the other day, and oh my God, it was bad. I can't go live.
I thought it was easy. I can't. It's funny because people say they can't use StreamYard. I can only, like, when I go live on YouTube Live, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know how to set up a YouTube Live. I can't set it up unless it's through StreamYard. And even when I try to do it through YouTube Studio, it's like I'm such a fumbling mess because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I feel like a fish out of water.
I have no idea what I'm doing on any of it yet. I just joined YouTube a couple months ago, just like 2.5 months ago or so. So
you got a lot to learn. I'm still learning stuff, and I've been here almost a year.
Only a year? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just brand new at all this stuff, but yeah, I've met some pretty cool people on here and some pretty bad people too. My God.
Some pretty bad people too. Yeah, I feel like I went through all the bad people up front, and now I'm starting to get to the cream of the crop.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I like to hop around and meet everybody. I like to get to know everybody, kind of get on panels and talk and share my opinion. And so, yeah, so it's good to talk to you for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you take care. It was great. I really, you were really educational. I really, I'm happy with your input, and you clarified some things, and this is not an all done, be done type of thing. This might not be nothing. This is what somebody has put together. They said, oh, I see a light. It's around the right time that we think. We don't know nothing. What do we know? The true crime industry related to Kiely Rodni case is a whole bunch of nothing. You know?
Right. Yeah, we're not here to solve anything. We're not here to really solve anything. We're here to talk about it and share our
opinions. I'd like to solve a case one of these days. You know, I'm not putting it past me. But this is a little.
I mean,
we can do more work on it.
Have solved. I think that the social media circle solved that one case, the don't F with cats. I know that was pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, I think people try to solve things too hard, you know, when I think our role is to spread awareness, you know, to keep these cases out there in the public eye, you know, and keep that awareness out there.
Yeah, and keep them interested. I mean, that's really why we open up the panel for them to talk about, you know, what they're feeling or their thoughts or their speculations.
Accurate information, not false information. I hate false information. Yeah. I really hate that.
Yeah, I hate false facts. Like, I don't mind speculation because all speculation is just taking, you know, but figuring out what those facts mean to you.
It's not good. Not good at all. It's not helping anybody. And it's certainly not helping Kiely's family if they were to see, that's definitely how she died. Yeah, thanks a lot. You know what I mean? That's not helping. Yeah.
But you know what we do here, that I really truly believe once the family gets YouTube involved or YouTube gets involved, that's when they need to shut YouTube off. Because it's what we do here is not stuff that victims' families should be watching, in my opinion. That's a disclaimer. Like, if you're a victim's, you know, family, if you're not up on my panel to talk about your child's case or your significant other's case or something, don't watch. Because, you know, I leave my chat open for people to vent. You know, I want them to vent. I prefer them venting on my chat than going to these families or, you know, when we speculate and then going over there and calling these people like what they did to Jagger. Like, I totally denounced that. I did not agree with that. I told people specifically, I even told people I wouldn't block nobody in my chat if they needed to vent, just to keep them off the kids' page. You know, and usually if something's disrespectful in here, you're done. Well, but I didn't care. I just wanted to wait for those kids. I wanted to.
Yeah, I have a couple of suspicions myself about Jagger, about, you know, his story about where he was that night, you know. But I mean, I never said anything on his page or anything, but I have a couple of suspicions. But what good is it going to do us?
But I did too.
Say anything about it?
Yeah, but I did too. I have my. You know, I'm suspicious of everyone. There's that one person's face that comes across my screen I'm not suspicious of. I'm in true crime.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, what good is it going to do, though? I just, what good is it going to do to bash all these people? It's really not.
You know what I think people did? I honestly believe that they did that just to be able to clip it and post it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they just want, a lot of these channels are, oh man, once I went to one particular channel, it started recommending these krama channels. I got to learn a new word.
Stay out of them. I try to keep it out. We get, you know, you just saw me, you know, do a little bit of drama myself. I'm not I don't like the drama. I'm not into it. It doesn't, we don't prolong it. Like I got a rule here. If I'm going to address something, it's one and done. I don't like dragging it out. I like coming in, saying my piece and being done with it. Yeah. And, you know, that's how I
that's all they do. Yeah. They'll go around and they'll clip where you'll address something and then another channel will address something and another channel will address something. They're one and dones. But that's all they do. They'll clip all these one and dones and that's all they do all day long.
Yeah. That's all. That, trust me. There's
some and it's just like, to do. Whoa, that's all they do. How can you live like that?
Don't know. I have better things to do, like helping people.
I would have an aneurysm. My God.
Right. I couldn't do it.
Run from stuff like that. Just get sweaty thinking about it. Wow.
All right, love bugs. Well, listen, I've got somebody else behind the chat, so let me let you go. Thank you for all the great information.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And I want to explore this, and I myself and everybody else out there, you know, we are the true crime genre here. we overanalyze everything. Guys, we need to find out when her car went in. This is a great asset. I don't believe that that's it. I don't believe that particular thing. But we need to look further back, like you said. We need to go further ahead, around what
132. Yep. That's what Olivia said. We need to go further. Keep going.
Yeah, this is not good enough. This is not good enough. And it didn't for me personally, like I said, I didn't know what perception that you had. I didn't know whether you agreed with me or disagreed with me. But when I looked at it, it just didn't give me that warm, fuzzy feeling. It didn't scream to me like, oh, this is a slam dunk.
Yeah, and I just want people to be aware, just because somebody takes a video and they enhance it, it doesn't mean that it's any more legitimate or believable, especially if there's additional lights and stuff that weren't there around those lights. That's not good.
Yeah, it's a little odd. It's a little odd. So we'll see how it works out. But I think we need to do some more work, and we'll come back. I think we're going to probably circle back to this.
Exactly. All right, girl. See you later.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye. All right, Stacker. If you would like to come up and chat with Bullhorn Betty, you're going to have to show me your face. And make sure you turn me down in the background as well. Because I have a funny feeling that's what you're listening to. Okay. We'll kick you from the studio until you can figure that out. And always come back. Come back. Okay. Will you be looking for Sean Daughtry's case very soon? Yes. And I actually have another case that's local here in Tampa. A family has reached out to me for me to look into. And quite frankly, I got so much work right now that I got, I'm probably not going to focus too much. I want to edit videos for Hurricane Ian, but that's really kind of we're past that. People are in the recovery stage of hurricane. Well, still clean up. I mean, they still have people that they need to. Anyways, so I'm probably going to do the video for a later debut, but I'm going to start working on some of the Michael Monkey Vaughn work that I've got. And I'm going to be looking at something else. The case that out of Tampa, there's some stuff. But Sean Daughtry, I did try to reach out to the family. I don't know if they've responded. Again, I've been down. There's been I have a lot of work in progress, but with me not having internet and not being able to do a lot of the work that I was accustomed to doing for a week, by the way, over a week, I've got a lot of catching up to do. So yes, we will be circling for Sean. I already know about the Daughtry case. I'm very versed on the odd things that are going on in that case. It's definitely something that I think that we should. Hey, Snow, it's nice to see you. It's definitely something that we are going to dive into because it is a bizarre case, and it does perk my curiosity. But I also have the whole. Let me see your face. I see your eyes, but not your face. All right. Oh, he kicked off again. I don't know if he's got bad internet, but it was the Stacker was a gentleman. So sorry about that. I'm going to be winding down anyways. So, but these things. I just don't know. And I just feel like sometimes these people just run with a narrative without really diving. I was just disappointed with the lack of explanation. Like what just happened here. We're talking about, I don't believe that that's her car. Could it be? Yes, of course it could be. There's no doubt about that. It definitely could be. We did confirm the angle. We did confirm everything. That is pointing in the right direction. It's pointing in the right area. That is the area that Kiely was found in the water. So we've established those facts about this video. But what we haven't established yet, which is what I feel is the most important, was that her vehicle? And did she go in at that time? Because what I saw here didn't convince me that was her vehicle or it went in at that time. We do rely on the work that we do. Again, we work very hard on keeping people anonymous and confidential, but they were still real people, and they were still real people out there, whether the haters believe that or not. So I am still relying on the statements that they had themselves have made to determine. And right now I'm kind of leaning toward, Kiely may not have met her demise as soon as we had originally thought. And it is possible, as we just had the Debbie on here talking about, the timing. Is it timing? The placement of where she was on this map. So I don't know. I have to say I'm getting a little exhausted. I'm tired today. But we've ran a full day today. We are back. This is going to be the focus moving forward is cases, not personal issues. It's cases, not personality issues. Cases, not petty issues. So we will be back tomorrow. I'd like to explore this a little more. Everybody do your homework. We have two. Now you just got more homework. I cannot believe Bullhorn Betty is giving you guys homework. Yes, Bullhorn Betty is giving you guys homework. Your first homework was from this morning, right? An act of kindness for a perfect stranger. You're required to do that this week. And the second thing is we need to go through this footage and find when she did go in the water. This is a great resource right here, folks. This is a great resource. This, I think we're almost there. I think once we get to 2 a.m., if we still haven't seen anything like we saw at 12:34 when that car allegedly went into the water, then we know that most likely is her car. But let's do the process of elimination before we jump to conclusions. So we have a process here. The process is not being followed by the true crime genre. Like, we needed to investigate this. Everybody getting on the bandwagon that this truly is her car going into a body of water. That's not what I'm seeing here. So let's do our work so we can conclude that. Let's do the work the right way. And the right way is doing the process of elimination, that she couldn't have gone into that water before that time. It's not just after. What if our Jane Does are off by an hour? Right? So let's look into this. We've got a camera that's pointing in that direction. We've got a camera that's not only pointing in that direction, that we can actually manipulate to a date and time. That is freaking huge. Let's utilize that to our advantage. Let's quit jumping to conclusions and do the homework that we need to do. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, I love you. God bless. Thank you for spending so much time with me today. Guys, we're back. Bullhorn Betty's back. So we're not going to have any more distractions. We're going to get to work. We're going to start working on this. And I want you guys to start being prepared what you're going to say when you come up here. Because this is an open panel, and there's a lot of people in the chat. I can't talk to you guys in the chat. I'm not even paying attention to the chat. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to chit-chat with you. I want to chill with you. Come up here and chill with me. Tell me your thoughts. Don't just tell the chat the thoughts. The chat's getting the thoughts. Bullhorn Betty isn't. I need you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you up here on panel next time. All right, guys, I love you. God bless each and every one of you. Go make it a great day. Again, you got homework. Your homework is act of kindness for a perfect stranger. Most important out of all this. We gotta pay it forward and pay it back. So act of kindness, that's important. Now the second thing is, in your downtime from doing all those great, wonderful acts of kindness, in your downtime, we want to look at these videos. We want to look before and after. And I want to have a discussion. Let's have it tomorrow morning at the coffee club. Sounds like a great idea. So let's do that. All right, guys, I love you. I'm done saying I love you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. Because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Good day.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.